I'm adjusting cameras here. I think we're better than we were the last time. Somebody texted in and said Mike's camera was blurry. Thank you, Jason. A shout out to Jason Odom. Jason just had surgery. Sorry if I put your business out there, Jason. We're praying for you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate your undying support of myself and this show and this radio station as a whole. We could not do what we do without fellows like yourself supporting what we do, supporting these sponsors. You're a huge, huge, important part of this radio show and this entire radio station. So thank you so much. And also good morning to Miss KK out there listening in Brandon, Mississippi. Always appreciate our supporters, whether you're from Brandon, Jackson, or wherever. All right, Chad, Jason, they got a big show this Saturday night. Rarely do these guys get the full bands together and do a co-headlining show where they're both playing with full bands. They do a lot of acoustic stuff around town, but we don't really promote those because just don't. But that's for the restaurants and the bars to promote. But this one is a different story. This is Big Rock Show this weekend, and we're excited to help them promote it. Guys, what's going on?
Good morning.
Elongated intro there. Introduction, should I say.
Wouldn't expect anything less. Glad to be back to shamelessly self-promote myself. And got Turner here with me now, my partner in crime.
As a guy who 99 times out of 100 has on one of his own shirts because I'm on camera, I will not frown upon anybody that's a shameless self-promoter. Speaking of which, buy FAFO.com for your FAFO shirt today.
Yeah, go to ChadWesley.com. Buy your Chad Wesley shirt today.
Absolutely.
Or JasonTurnerArt.com.
Hey, so Jason, can we? I want to start with you. Because I don't want to. I do not want to get so down a rabbit hole of nostalgia today, talking about all our 20 plus years of knowing each other, that I forget to mention Jason did one of the coolest things. I can't believe I'm sitting across a guy and I know a guy that did this. Jason is a great artist and he's gotten very well known in the comic book world and goes to a lot of these comic cons and stuff. And Jason is ironically, you're probably more known outside of this area for that.
Yeah,
you know,
it's a shocker when they learn how to play guitar.
That's always so funny. But so Jason got to do his own Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic, like the whole thing. You wrote it.
No. I did the cover for it.
You did the cover for it.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. So you got to do the cover.
Yeah.
And I've got a copy. Dang it! Why didn't I bring my copy today to get you to sign it? But neither here nor there. I did buy a copy from Vans.
Oh, yeah.
So we're excited for you. I think that's so cool that we got a local guy here because comic books are still very popular, still very collectible, probably more popular than ever.
I was about to say that they're probably more popular than ever now that they've hit the mainstream with movies and TV shows. And, you know, my kids know who it is. So
and they say reading statistics are down right now.
You know, I was in high school, you used to hide that. So no one knew you had, I'd be drawing at the desk instead of listening to my teacher and hiding the comics. But now it's everywhere.
Now, how did you get, how did you get started in this? I mean, like, how did we pivot from music? Well, you still do music, but how did we pivot from that to dabbling into that and to get you to where you're at? Like, what was the moment that it hit where you realized you could go set up at a Comic Con and it'd be profitable?
Well, I've always done one. That was like my first dream ever. Like my dad gave me Spider-Man and Batman when I was 3, and I started drawing then, and that's what I wanted to do until I found a guitar. But that was always my hobby. But I thought, I don't know, I always thought that you had to do a Comic-Con, you had to be like a famous artist, and you've drawn Spider-Man 7 million times, then they'll let you come. And there's a lawyer named Jay that helps me with music that I started seeing his posts that he helped out with Comic-Cons. It's like, just kind of asked him, I was like, what I need to do to get my art out there? He's like, you need to do a Comic-Con. And I was like, oh, you can do that? So that kind of was like right after the pandemic. It was right before, it's the weekend before everything shut down.
Well,
I did one and I was like, this is awesome. I'm going to do these all the time. And then,
So for me, being very, very close with both of you, and both of you actually older than me by like, a solid 8 years. It seemed like simultaneously, like almost in my mind the same day, Jason hits me up, I'm going to draw comic books. And Clay hits me up, I'm going to take down the Chokwe regime. And I've like watched both of you like grow your institutions in such an awesome manner in such a short period of time. Both of y'all have taken off. It's been great. I'm still stagnant, but I live vicariously through y'all's success.
Record producer over there. Yeah. Big part owner of a studio and all that good stuff and doing what you do. Oh, you've evolved into the next phase of your artistic creative life.
Yeah, and I'm enjoying it. But I think to say all that, like on a serious note, just that's the importance of brotherhood, to have, when you have friends and that you see they have a dream and they want to do something, you support them and like you build them up, but don't be afraid to tell them, hey, you could do a better effort here or a better effort there, because God, I've had Jason want to swing on me before, sending me like drawings, like, what do you think? Not your best work, bro. But you got to do that. That's who your real friends are, the ones that'll tell you when you're doing your best and when you're not doing your best, but championing one another.
You got to. Let's take a call real quick. I don't know who it is.
Oh, God.
I recognize the last name, but surely it's not. Surely it's not. Let's take a call. Hey, you're on there.
Yeah, you know who it is. C-Note.
Boom.
This is Ray.
Boom. Dowdy.
Ray. Forgive me for not texting you back last night.
That's all right.
I fell asleep. Had to be up early with Clay.
Snap a little while ago, Chad. You'll check your reply to that snap. I said the three of y'all in the same booth. Run. But yeah, it's good to see all three of y'all in the same booth this morning, brothers.
Thank you, brother. What else has been going on?
Just work, man, living life. That's it.
All right.
Three of guys that I have watched just become incredibly successful. I mean, Clay, you know how long I've known you and your family. I've known you since you were a young kid. Chad, I've watched you and Jason both since y'all began in the music business, and I couldn't be prouder of the three of y'all. I mean, y'all are three lifelong friends that I just wanted to call in and say how proud I am of all three of y'all's accomplishments, and I am honored and proud to call all three of y'all brothers and friends.
Well, we appreciate that, brother. Always good to hear from Ray Boom Boom Dowdy.
Ray got me in my feels this morning.
Thank you, Ray. I heard 20% of what you said.
Hey, Jason, you're being awfully quiet over there, brother.
Well, he can't hear you. His headphones didn't work. But him and Chad were trying to share a pair of headphones. But we got you, Ray. We appreciate you, brother.
Yeah,
I got you. I'm going to continue listening, man. I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all.
Love you, big dog.
All right. Thanks, man.
All right, man.
Jason, I don't know what to do. We'll fix your headphones during the break. We'll fix your headphones during the break. All right. So, look, big show coming up this weekend. Big show this Saturday night. It's the first time since, Chad, did you say 2013?
2013 was the last time that Jason and I, with our bands, co-headlined a show, and it was at Club Magoo's.
Club Magoo's.
It was standing room only. I remember you could throw a dime in the crowd and it wouldn't have hit the floor.
I don't think I was sober then. I don't remember.
I liked you so much better. Anyway, I'm kidding. No, this particular show, man, I can't remember exactly how it came about that we were going to co-headline it. But I know that, and Clay, you know this, that I've been shopping for quite a while for a Rankin County venue because I've been running into this issue for the last few years. I've been exclusively doing my major shows at Martin's, that's where my heart's at. But I'm having so much trouble getting people to commit to coming down to Jackson because of the current conditions that it's been under for the last 10 years. So I was like, man, I need a Rankin County venue. And it was Jason brought the idea of Black Axis because he's really good friends with the owner who is part owner of Vans Comics. Mm-hmm. So we went and had a sit down with him, and man, just everything flowed together in that deal. So Saturday night, it's going to be the deal. Doors will open at 8. Turner takes the stage at 9, and I'll go on after him.
Now they're open already. I mean,
they'll
be open.
Yeah, doors open in the sense of admission will start, being taken.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, but old folks that want to get out there early, and they just have to pay at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
That'll be fun. You know how people handle that.
Right. People always used to love to get to the clubs early, like at 6 o'clock, and I was already here. Well, you were here for free for 2 hours. Now it's time to pay.
You miss that business?
No, not at all. Somebody, Daniel, one of our followers here, used to work security for me, was texting me the other night. He's like, man, he was trying to vision this perfect scenario for me to get back in the bar business. I said, there ain't one. There is not a perfect scenario that sees me back in. And he goes, I just think you and Chip ought to get back in. And I said, no. I was like, it just ain't happening. And I was like, I am good and done. I like to be able to show up early and leave late. I'm sorry, I said that backwards. Show up late and leave early.
Yes.
Show up late and leave early. And typically we'll get to wherever we're going about 7 o'clock. And I like to be leaving by 10. Like, all joking aside, I want to be back home, done with it. So I like to go places that have a crowd early. I don't want to be back in the business of starting somewhere that nobody gets to till 11 o'clock.
Man, that's that 3-hour window at our age. If you can't get your rocks off in 3 hours, just go home.
Yeah.
You need everything you need is right there in that 3-hour
Somebody
window.
wise years ago told me nothing good happens after midnight. And from personal experience, nothing good ever happened to me after midnight. I got a lot of trouble after midnight.
Well, you know, there's like
That's
also
why I
like,
don't drink now, but
it's like, what's the point in having a girlfriend or a wife if you're gonna go out and stay out to 1, 2 in the morning all the time? It's like, well, that's what single people do.
Yeah.
You know what? And I get it. Don't get me wrong. I understand. I understand the goal of it when you're out doing it. I understand what the end result is. You're hoping is as a guy anyway. So I do. But if you're gonna be out there, you're gonna date somebody. What's the point in being out there together in the bar to past midnight?
Oh, my wife and I champion the moment that we look over at each other and it's a Saturday night at 8:30 and we're both laying in the bed watching a movie.
Yeah.
We're like, wow, we did it. It's awesome. We're at home.
Yeah. I mean, like every now and then it's fun to go out and have a good time, stay out late, all that stuff. Don't get me wrong. But
Yeah, you got to get that in.
Every weekend, not today. Not today, Satan. All right, look, let's take a break. Come back. We got Jason Turner. We got Chad Wesley, two icons in the local music scene around here in central Mississippi, all throughout Mississippi, to be honest, and beyond. We're going to tell some stories, take out a trip down memory lane or 2 or 3, and we'll see what else we can kick over on the other side of this break. This is the Clay Edwards Show on WYAB. All right, Sean. Sean, I'm so used to saying Sean. Chad, Wesley, Jason Turner. Welcome back. So they got a big show coming up Saturday night at Black Axes over on the Rankin County side of the reservoir, right over there next door to Acme Pizza and Daiquiris at Fannin Mart. And let's see here. How much is it to get in?
So $30 at the door, but if you want to save $5, you can actually call and get your tickets in advance. That's at 601-398-3633. 601-398-3633. Is that how you say a phone number on the radio? I've never done it before.
Are y'all sharing backline?
No,
full switch over.
We're full switch over, but we got a very clever way of setting it up. We got Mr. Brian Barlow of Sirius Southern Entertainment putting on the event for us with production, and it is going to look and sound incredible.
He's been on a roll lately. I went out to Cypress Point. Burnham Road was playing a couple weeks ago, and he had all the production in there, and I've got some pictures of video on my phone from it. I was like, I feel like I'm in an arena. I mean, he has not been playing games at all. I know he's also set up over there at the Brandon on Ice thing.
Yeah.
Which I need to go check that out too. That's pretty cool. The Brandon on Ice. You can find them on Facebook at Brandon on Ice. Anyway, he is really, really not playing games, all the LED and moving heads and sound.
Yeah.
It is a rock show.
Yeah. The goal for me, which this has always been my goal, is you're going to walk in going, I can't believe I just spent $30 to get in here. I want you to walk out being like, man, I should have spent $50.
Yeah, I can't believe it only costs $30.
Yeah, I can't believe it only costs $30. That's the goal. Like, it's going to be a high production show. This isn't like your standard bar band, cover band show. Like, this is a concert. It's just going to be in a smaller, confined area, more intimate, which is the way I like to do shows. Yes, I've played on massive stages, man, but there's just something about that perfect sized venue stage where you got 150, 200 deep of people just personally connecting with everybody from the front to the back, and the production slamming. So it's gonna be quite a show. We've both been working very, very hard to build these 2 performances. So roughly, it's like $15 per band, 2 shows in one night.
No, I'm a big fan of big show, small space.
Mm-hmm.
Big show, small. That's when we had the joint. I love to cram as much stuff in there as possible. When we had 105, whatever club I had, I like to squeeze as much production in it as possible. I like to squeeze the biggest band possible in the smallest space possible, whether it was Adam Ship or 12 Stones or Papa Roach or whoever, oversold.
Man, that was a night.
And I just like
Papa Roach night.
Let's put 1,000 people in a space that really don't hold 500 and just see what happens.
Oh, I've heard the stories of you and Clay at that Papa Roach show. We can't tell those stories on the radio.
No, I actually ran into somebody the other day that drove us around for the after party, and I was like, that was you. That was you. I'd forgot who it was. Let's take a call here on the Mazda Jackson phone line this morning. Hey, you're on there. Oh, they hung up. Call back 601-879-0000.
Them phone calls make me nervous, dude. I ain't gonna lie.
I got a little cheat sheet over here, but I don't know who. I recognized Dowdy when he called. I don't know who that was. I'm surprised we ain't heard from Eric. So We'll see. Jason, what's been going on with you, brother?
Well, we talked about the comic book world, so a lot of that. Actually, Thanksgiving night, I got to go to Arkansas, and because we're releasing a comic for Image Comics that I did a cover for, but just music and art, nonstop. Actually, this show is going to be fun because Joey and Sam from Pop Fiction are actually being my band that night. My band, when we booked this, my bass player lived here, and then he took a job and moved to Alabama. So, and then my drummer Chris Crawford plays with other folks. I actually booked the day before talking to him, so he was like, "Hey, dude, I can't play."
And that's kind of a written rule around here, a respect thing amidst musicians. If you're already booked, and even your main thing that you perform with calls you, you honor the booking you took first. That's just a chivalry thing.
Right.
So Jason had to put together a band last minute, and he couldn't have chose two better guys to back him up. Like
it'll be wild. Let's take a call real quick.
That's just me talking.
Hey, you're on
All
there.
right, bye-bye.
Hello. I don't know who she was talking to. Anyway, so that was funny.
That was just her talking.
I don't know who she was talking to. Anyway, so Chris Crawford. Who? Wait, it's Joey and who from Pop Fiction?
Sam.
Joey and Sam. Okay, cool.
And Joey used to play bass with me many, many, many years ago, so it's kind of a easy transition to call those guys and jam with them.
A reunion per se.
Yeah.
So Jason, one of my favorite albums from you. I don't remember the title of the album, but it's the one that Stevie Blaze produced.
Oh yeah. Apology on Repeat.
Yeah,
we went through this the other night.
Still one of my favorite albums, and it's got some great songs on there. But I saw with Stevie and then Lillian and Axe is coming back to Jackson to Malaco to record their next album.
Yeah, they just
here in January.
They did the last one there too.
So I was like, man, the kid in me, knowing that Lillian and Axe is in Jackson recording an album, used to get so excited. I was like, man, maybe I'll run into him somewhere, and I would always find a way as a kid to stalk down Stevie Blaze. This is pre-internet, of course,
Right.
Yeah.
Like, where is Stevie going? I'm going to hang out at Morrison Brothers for 12 hours. Maybe he'll come in. And
He's such a sweet guy, man.
He is such a nice guy. I mean, to grow up and get to interview Stevie a couple times and just kind of, I don't know if we're friends, but I mean, acquaintances anyway. I mean, we know who each other are. Well, he knows who I am now. And it's always like one of the cooler things. I don't care how many singers they've had. I don't care, if he's the only original member. None of that matters to me. It's Lillian and Axe.
That was a fun record to make. Actually, the studio was in an old like Masonic temple, and I was 99% sure that place was haunted. Like headphones, I was doing vocals. Like, hey man, what time are they doing at that meeting? Because I can hear him talking. He's like, man, no one's met here in 50 years. I'm like, well, they're talking right now.
Where was it at?
And right at Mandeville. Close.
Oh, yeah, we're recording
Or Covington, yeah. Doors shut by themselves, like big studio doors. This thing would like just shut itself. It was fun. Steve's great. And this thing when you're playing, like he's playing guitar and you're recording, like if you're messing up a part, that like the ego in you doesn't want to give him the guitar because he'd like be like, all right, and just knock it out in 12 seconds. That's what he did.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do it, so it's like I can't mess up in front of Steve. But finally, I'd be like, all right, you do it.
He does the solo. He did the solo on the single, right?
He did
the songs.
2 of them. Yeah, he did 2 solos on there.
That's awesome.
We'll just say it's pretty easy to spot when he's playing the guitar and when
it's funny you brought that up though. Turner and I were having a self-indulgent night the other night where we were going through all of our catalog and stuff, and that in itself means so much to both of us that to be artists from around here and actually have a legitimate catalog of albums, that's the reward in its own self. But we were self-indulging, going through our music, discussing how we felt about each other's material and talking about where we were at when we recorded those albums. And that was the main album of Turner's. We had a huge discussion about, with the production and what went right on that album, versus what went wrong on some of our albums. I'm actually in the process of revisioning my very first album, the Liberation LP. I'm pulling it completely from the market and doing a total revision of it. And it'll be a new named album, new album cover. I got to a point where I realized bluesy and soul rock were of such a high production quality, and Liberation just sounded like a glorified garage demo. And I couldn't shortchange not only myself as an artist anymore, but that material. That material deserved the same respect that the other did.
Well, so many artists are doing that now too.
Mm-hmm.
They're going back and with production costs being way less than they once were.
Yeah.
I guess you can spend as much money as you want to, but with Pro Tools and all the I don't know, I assume that's the technology today. Maybe it's something different, but with the ability to record on your computer at the house and it sound better than but you could have done anything you could have done in the 80s or 90s, as long as you mix.
Yeah,
I mean,
right. You literally today can spend 10%, and of what you would spend back in the day. Nowadays, a $20,000 album sounds like yesterday's $200,000 album.
Mm-hmm.
Technology is very much so on our side.
Well, you know, you also used to have to fly a band out and keep them shacked up somewhere for 2, 3, 4 months.
You can remote record stuff and, you know, fly it through the cloud, and the engineer just brings it into the session, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I still think there's something to be said for a band that plays their stuff live on the record.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's what we're doing Saturday. So when they see me take the stage Saturday night, I will have had a long day. So since I have all of my band in the area for a show, I got to take advantage of that. So we're actually getting together at like 10 a.m. at our studio, and we're going to start tracking live in the studio about the first half of that record. So around 2, 3 o'clock, we're going, you know, break up the session and go do, you know, load in and sound check at the venue.
No, like I learned the difference in tracking and playing live when I was a kid. And we used to go. They used to have those Mississippi music cons down at the Trademark Center, like the best guitarists in Mississippi competitions and all that stuff. Those were always so fun to go to. And they had all those sessions and classes and stuff where you could go to learn about the music business and talk to producers. I wasn't but a 12-year-old kid, but I'd sat through all that. So I know everything about the music business, except was never a part of it necessarily outside of the production promotion end of it.
And you still became a rock star.
I try. All right, let's take a break. This is the Clay Edwards Show with Chad Wesley, Jason Turner here in the studio, talking about the music business, talking about their big show coming up this Saturday night out at Black Axes on the Rankin County side of the reservoir. Maybe we'll jump back down nostalgia lane a little bit more, talk about how we all met each other, and talk about some of the shenanigans that we've partaken in over the years. Who knows? We'll be right back. Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show here live on 103.9 FM WYAB, and of course streaming online, you know, at SaveJXN, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, and X. We got Chad Wesley, we got Jason Turner, two Mississippi music icons here in the studio with us this morning. I'm just turn the mics back on, show them a little respect. Put a little respect on that name.
Put some respect on my name. It was at a radio station.
Hey, we were talking during the break, man, just about cancel culture. And I'm just going to pivot here. We were talking about cancel culture and stuff, and South Park and all that stuff, man. And it dawned on me a little bit why I think I'm just so oblivious to some of the things that come out of my mouth being controversial. I have literally watched every episode of South Park 10 times.
Yes.
And I'm just going to offend everybody. Equal opportunity offender.
It's healthy, man. It's healthy to offend and be offended. You know, it makes you come to terms with your own weaknesses and strengths.
I love racist jokes.
Exactly.
About every race. Mine in particular.
But hate racism. You know?
Yeah. Well, exactly.
There's
I
a
love
difference.
I love a good white trash joke.
Oh God, they're the best.
I mean, hell, I know a lot of them. Well, they're not necessarily like jokes, but isms. You know what I mean? Just like things I see along the way.
Oh, dude! Every time they post one of those memes of those couples and like, what town are they from?
I love those.
I'm going after Morton every time.
Yes.
Every time. Being from Scott County, being from Forest, I have to. It's in my blood.
Scott County. I love. Look, so my last two girlfriends have been from Scott County. So there's like this joke, I guess, about me now dating girls from Scott County. I never knew anybody except you from Scott County. Apparently, I've been over there pillaging.
Jason's got a little X from Scott County.
That was a long time ago.
I don't want to talk about it.
No, shout out to the Scott County girls. I see y'all.
But hey, so speaking of Morton, they've got a great ambassador in Mr. Pistol Black, aka Chase Waters. He is a great face for that community, but that is a die-hard rivalry in Scott County is Forest and Morton. See, I graduated from Forest High School.
It's the Pearl Brandon of Scott County.
Oh, but it used to get brutal.
Yeah.
Like we would go burn the T out of the interstate sign of those shrubs that say Morton. It would just say moron.
M. Dot. He's just kidding.
Yeah. It's purely
What was the date that you did that?
the specific date and time.
Statute of limitations is up.
Yeah, luckily that was before the police state implemented by the Patriot Act, so we're good.
Oh man, let's see here. We got a couple comments here. Steven says, stoked to hear you guys playing in Brandon. That is not the real Brandon. We established that in the earlier on. That is the 047. That's the imposter Brandon. Michael says, Chad, do you still talk to Yargates?
Oh my God. Absolutely not.
Jeff says he's already got his ticket. So that's that one person that bought the ticket early. No, I'm kidding. Let's see here. All right, that's kind of got us caught up to date there on comments in this hour anyway. Everybody, a couple people saying awesome hello and all that good stuff. And
Hello, everyone. Thank y'all for tuning in.
R. Martinson,
Morning.
2007 on YouTube says Sebastopol and Candy Bone.
Yeah. So I did a stint in Sebastopol Elementary, K through 3rd, and then we moved to Forest when I went into 4th grade through 12th grade at Forest. But I lived in Lake, so I pretty much covered every aspect of Scott County. It is like no other place on the planet.
Man, I met a listener the other night. I was sitting in the tavern there, the steakhouse at the McLean Lodge, Cypress Point. Met a listener from Sebastopol, walked up, said hello. I'm going to give him a shout out when I find his name here.
There are 250 people in that town.
I know it couldn't be that many of them. I'm going to give him a shout out as soon as I find his name here in my phone. Was that Friday night or Saturday night? This is riveting radio here for you guys. James, shout out to James. I won't say his last name on radio. Shout out to James. Met him he knows who he is, from Sebastopol. Probably the first person I've ever knowingly introduced himself being from Sebastopol.
There's only 250 of them. 239 are cousins.
Speaking of cities with weird names, I can't believe I tell the story. Somebody asked me to be an announcer at a local wrestling event a few years back, which I love. I'm all in.
Oh, that's you all day,
I
bro.
was like, I'll be the announcer. I was terrible at it, but before I'd ever even done any of this stuff. So my public speaking skills were the extent of, you ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here. Closing out the club as on the DJ microphone. But anyway, I kept introducing this wrestler as being from Louisville, Mississippi.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Louisville. He's like, it's Louisville. It's Louisville, not Louisville. I was like, it is. You only spell this word. You only pronounce one word one way. One of y'all are wrong.
So it's Louisville, Kentucky, Louisville, Mississippi.
No, it's not.
Oh, please.
That's my flag, and that's my line in the sand. No, it's got to be one or the other. It can't be both. It's spelled one way. It can only be one name.
It's some people around Mississippi just over enunciate everything. Louisville, like you just get every letter of it. So rich.
It's got to be one or the other. It can't be both. Other Mississippi names that I have butchered forever. I heard somebody talking about this place called Oktibbeha County, and I was like, "What in the world is Oktibbeha County? Where is that at?" They're like, "That's where Mississippi State says. It's the Golden Triangle." I was like, Oktibbeha? I was like, what are y'all talking about? Oktibbeha. I was like, it's Oktibbeha.
I grew up in next to a community called Conahatta.
Yeah.
That was near Union, Mississippi. Up I think I want to say the northeast side of Scott County. Yeah, there's all kinds of those Choctaw names of places.
And if I am lying, I'm dying. So I lived on the coast for about a year, going to bartending school, and just wanted to live down there and some other stuff. And I had an aunt that lived in Gaucher, and I forever till about 2 years ago, maybe, I thought Gaucher and Gaudier, Mississippi were two different places.
I'm still trying to figure out if Keele, Mississippi,
Yeah,
and Keele are two.
I just literally, I'm still shocked to find out that Gaudier and Gaucher are the same place. I was like, because I would have never known that Gaucher was spelled Gautier, whatever it is. I thought it was
so funny you say that.
Surely it had a SHAY on the end of it.
That's where my aunt and uncle live, is in Gaucher.
Yeah, I have an aunt there too.
Yeah, and in my mind, it was like some GOSHAY my whole life, and then I saw it on the map, and I was like, Gautier.
Yeah,
You say a little Gautier.
Yeah, like even if I put the
waited a long time for this, I'm about to make a name for myself.
Yeah, like even if I pronunciated it with a little sauce on it, it was still not Gaucher.
Gaucher.
Gaudier.
Well, it's good they're rooting for Shay down there. I just worry about Michael getting killed up in North Mississippi. There is a Kill Michael, Mississippi. I don't know where these names of these towns came from. Everybody talks about hot coffee, Mississippi.
We got another one here. Lafayette versus Lafayette.
Oh yeah. I say Lafayette.
Lafayette.
Lafayette. That's funny. Tomato.
Another one people get confused: Madison and pineapple. No, sorry, the door was open. I had to.
That's Reunion and Pineapple, not Madison. That's Reunion and Pineapple. I have a reunion country club shirt that I got from their gift shop when I was out there for a party one time. Not that kind of party. I was out there for a party one time, and it's actually got pineapples all over it, and it's got the Reunion Country Club logo on the sleeve. I was like, at least they're in on the joke. Or is it a joke?
Pearl and trailer.
That shirt was awfully expensive. I mean, did I purchase my way into an exclusive club?
That's what we already come up with, is just a renaming of all the cities around here with what it's synonymous with. Ridgeland and Speed Bump.
The absolute best. You talk about the where they from memes. The all-time greatest where they from meme was the one that took the class that took the what was the movie where everybody was in detention on the Saturday morning?
Breakfast Club.
Thank you. They took the Breakfast Club.
Oh yeah,
cast,
dude, that thing was so accurate. It was ridiculous.
And they had like Byram, Pearl, and it was like all the Tri-County area ones. They left Jackson off. I remember posting it. Somebody said, "Where's Jackson?" I was like, "Nobody's blacking this. That's where Jackson's at." I mean, it is what it is. You know, the Jackson 90% black. Sorry, nobody was from Jackson in the Breakfast Club.
If no one will say it, Clay will.
I will say it. Let's take our last break of the day. Come back, land the plane with these two fellas as they get ready for their big rock show this Saturday night at Black Axes. You like these jokes? They'll be telling a lot more of them on stage Saturday night. That stuff they call music. I'm kidding. We'll be right back into the Clay Edwards Show as we wind the plane down with my good friends here, Jason Turner and Chad Wesley. Want to tell you guys, be sure to get out and do all your car shopping at one of our great sponsors here on the Clay Edwards Show. How about one down in Crystal Springs, Mississippi? That's Mercy House Adult and Teen Challenge. You can check them out online, mercyhouseautocenter.com. They got you covered in vehicles anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000. They got financing available for everyone, from bad credit, no credit, up to great credit. They got all kind of options available for you. What they really specialize in is, why they advertise here, is to help drive donations for their vehicle donation program, which helps fund Mercy House Adult and Teen Challenge, which helps beat addictions and put fathers back in homes. Look no further than your closest fatherless home to see why that matters. That's mercyhouseautocenter.com. Consider donating a vehicle today. Get that tax write-off here at the end of the year. Great time to do it. mercyhouseautocenter.com. All right, Jason Turner, Chad West. So we've had a good time this morning, man. It's always fun to catch up, shoot the breeze with you guys, and we'll get to do that again Saturday. Big show, Black Axes, doors open at 8 p.m. Who's playing first? Who's headlining? I know it's co-headlining. It doesn't really matter, but
yeah, because we're both doing full shows. We're
both doing full shows. Yeah. Can we expect we got about 20 seconds. Can we expect a combo and you're going to tag team, do a song together?
We just might. We might.
But surprises up your sleeve.
Just remember, guys, if you want to save $5 on those tickets, call Black Axes at 601-398-3633. Get your tickets in advance.
All right, guys. Thank y'all for coming in. Always a pleasure catching up. I'll be back here tomorrow for my last week of the show with Sean Yurkaran. See y'all then. All right, online audience, thank you guys for staying and watching and participating, and I will see y'all back tomorrow. Peace out.